Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. I am an aspiring author. I write fantasy and sci-fi, and this is going to be the beginning of a new series on my channel called The Path to Publishing. A couple disclaimers to get out of the way. This series is going to be an ongoing series. It's probably going to be a multi-year long series. If you know anything about publishing, you know that it takes a very, very long time to get published. I personally am looking to get traditionally published. I've gone back and forth a little bit between self-publishing versus traditional publishing, and as of right now, it could change, but as of right now, I've settled on traditional publishing just because I don't want to be the person that does all of the behind the scenes stuff. I would prefer to just be the writer in this situation who creates the stories and edits the stories and finalizes the stories and then, you know, markets themselves basically, because that's kind of something that you have to do no matter what kind of author you are. I do have a video, which I will link somewhere on the screen, where I kind of discussed, in my opinion, and based on research that I had found up until that point, the pros and cons of self-publishing versus traditional publishing and kind of where I was leaning at that point in time. So if you're curious about kind of an overview of how I've made this decision, you can check out that video. So this series is going to focus on my journey to trying to get traditionally published. We are now less than 6 months away from my deadline for starting to query the book that I am currently working on, which is tentatively called Between the Waves. It is a high fantasy pirate adventure novel, and it is going to be young adult. I hope to have the draft I'm working on done within the next month or so. At the end of the year, my goal is to start getting some critique partner feedback, and then some sensitivity readers, and then some beta readers as well. And then at the end of January 2023, I want to start querying. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to start querying by then. It's going to take a lot of work, but that's the ultimate goal as of right now. So the timeline might shift, but that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So I thought this was a good time to start the Path to Publishing series, because over the next few months, along with continuing to work on the story and get it prepared for being queried to agents, I am also going to be doing research into what exactly that means and kind of how to navigate the industry. And obviously, because I am documenting my writing journey, this is a big part of it. So I think that there are going to be at least 2 videos per month about the path to publishing, probably more when we actually get closer to querying. Those videos are going to cover everything from developing my story, getting it ready for querying, preparing my query letter, finding agents, kind of researching agents, seeing who's accepting, learning how to understand which agents would work best for me based on the types of books that they generally take on. I'm going to talk about finding beta readers as well as sensitivity readers, any classes I take on the subject, which I've already taken a class that specifically covered kind of publishing in a traditional sense. So I'll share information on that. I'm going to share any information on how I'm researching and how I'm preparing myself for this journey. We're going to talk about networking in general within the industry between other authors as well as other people who just work in the industry and can kind of give more information. And there's going to be more than that, because there's so much that goes into publishing and I don't even really know where to start, but we're going to do it together. So we'll be okay. If you found this video because you are also starting your path to publishing, then I think you're in the right place. I do want to mention that I haven't published anything yet. I've never queried, I have never published. I have done very, very little research into agents and publishers that I might want to work with and that I might want to query when we get to the beginning of next year. So all of this information is going to be presented through the lens of a complete beginner. So if you are also a complete beginner, then it might be nice to kind of follow along this series and learn as I learn, and I'll share things that I've learned along the way and things that maybe I found out were myths when it comes to the publishing industry, and all of the stresses and the joys of my path to publishing. If you're not a beginner when it comes to traditionally publishing, you are still more than welcome to follow along this series, and your knowledge would probably be really appreciated in the comments on these videos when, you know, there's a topic that you maybe know a little bit more about than all of us beginners who are hanging out on these videos. And who knows, maybe as I learn new things, you'll also learn new things about trying to get traditionally published. So this is sort of the introduction to this Path to Publishing series that I am starting. I should have the first video for it up probably end of the month, beginning of next month. And I wanted to kind of do this soft launch video to let you guys know what's coming up and also open up the opportunity and the platform, I guess, to leave any comments or questions or suggestions that you have in the comments below. So for example, if there are particular things about querying or preparing to query, or I guess writing in general, or finding agents, or finding sensitivity in beta readers, anything at all when it comes to preparing to publish, if you have questions or things that you want me specifically to look into, please leave them down below, and then I can take those suggestions and use that for all of our learning journeys, basically. So use me as the conduit to your information on the publishing industry and getting traditionally published. The beginner conduit. Remember, this is going to be through a beginner's lens, so we're on the journey together. If you have any questions or suggestions, things you want me to look into, things that you would love to see as part of the journey that you maybe don't see as often, shared on social media or other platforms where writers exist, please let me know what they are. I want to demystify all of this information and this journey for myself as well as for my viewers, because we're all in this together. So get excited. I can almost guarantee that there are going to be a lot of ups and downs in the Path to Publishing series, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of confusion, there's going to be excitement, there's going to be new learning opportunities, there's going to be rejections. It's going to be great. As always, thank you to all of my patrons for supporting me. If you would like to support me over on Patreon, I will leave it linked down below so that you can go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.